We want to start. Welcome to everybody who's joined us so far. We're approaching 20 people, which is just about half of who we've got registered. Folks usually are coming in the beginning few minutes. We've got Liz Trotter with us today. This is the third and final in our webinar series from the past few weeks. And Liz is going to be talking about how to be a better CEO in your company. I got a chance to preview the presentation a little earlier, and she's actually got you a job description. If you are a CEO, a president, an owner, whatever title you've decided best fits you in that role, she has a job description on here, which I think is fantastic. Something we don't talk about often enough in the cleaning industry. So I'm excited to have her sharing that with us today. If you've been on our webinars for the past couple of weeks, you also know that towards the end of the hour we have together, Liz is going to invite Derek Christian and Tom Stewart to join her and to talk a little bit about the Foundations of Success coaching program that the three of them run together. And so that will come a little bit later in the hour we have together. Liz, we have a flurry of people joining us. We are getting pretty close to what we're expecting from our registration, so I'm going to ask you to go ahead and get started.
All righty. I'm excited too. I love this topic, how to be a better CEO. I think a lot of times that we get caught up in working and we forget that we are actually the CEOs of our company. A lot of times I will even talk to people and they have trouble even admitting or accepting that they're the CEO of their company. They're thinking that, no, I'm just trying to get some houses clean. Well, good for you. We got to get some stuff clean, but you're also running a company. You are the CEO, and you might as well start living up to it, because until you do, your company is going to be running you, and you're not going to be running your company. So if you've been in that boat where you feel like you're being pushed around by your company instead of you running your company and deciding where everything's going to go and when things are going to happen, hopefully we'll be able to help you out a little bit with that. So today's agenda, we have a profile of Tom, Derek, and myself. We are all very different CEOs, and we've all found a way to make our own styles work. Your style will work too. You just need to figure out what it is about you that is amazing and fabulous and how you can make it work in your company with the right systems, the right processes, the right mindset. You can do it too. All right, what we have in common is going to be next, what we've achieved, our business model, and this is the Foundations business model that we're talking about here. And then we're going to launch into what the Foundations of Success program is. It's a program I'm sure most of you have heard of by now, especially if you've been on any of these other webinars. And we're going to go into it a little bit more detail today, and then what to do next if you're interested in the program. Okay, first up is Tom Stewart. He is the owner of Castle Keepers. You guys can read everything here, so I'm not going to read it to you. You're all big folks. But Tom is, the main thing that most people know about him is that he owns Castle Keepers. It is a very large company. If you've been to visit it, you've seen his 5,000 square foot building and his, I think it's 6 monitors in his front office that keep him apprised of the daily goings on in his company. But he does a lot more than just run Castle Keepers, as you can see here. He has multiple businesses. He's a big believer in continuous improvement. You see that in his HCT certification and his modern cleaning, chemical-free stuff, and also in his Summit Task Force that he's got going on for the convention this year. So Tom is sort of what most people would call a mover and a shaker. He's never satisfied to just be doing what he's been doing. Along the same lines is Derek. He also is a mover and a shaker. always got multiple projects going on, so many projects going on most of the time that I can't even keep up. I can't even keep track of what this guy is doing. It's always something new. You can read what he's doing here. You know that he is one of the partners of Cleaning Business Today, I hope. And if you don't, please check out Cleaning Business Today. Awesome online magazine. I contribute to it. I love it. I do my best to read every article every month, and when I miss something, I'm irritated because it is such valuable information. Again, you'll see that he's always doing new stuff, doing different things, adding to his resume. You see on here that he is our PR expert also. He's been featured in lots of different journals and Better Homes and Gardening magazines, etc. Here's me, American Maid. I also believe in ongoing education and moving forward and doing new things. It's harder to talk about yourself. Amazing, isn't it? I am probably most passionate about my HiPEP program. It's the Employee Engagement Program. And it is designed for business owners to be able to manage their employees more effectively. There are two parts to it. Part where you learn how to do it yourself, and the other part where I help you do that through the use of some daily engagement videos. And we'll talk a little bit about those more in a bit. All right, let's get right to it then. Job description of a CEO. These are just some of the things that a CEO is responsible for. Now there's a ton more, and it depends on which company and which CEO. So different CEOs for different companies are going to have different responsibilities, but these are some of the basic things that a basic CEO needs to be able to do and create in their companies. So set and communicate the vision of the company. Where's your company going? What's your next step? What do you stand for? What is it about your company that stands out? Not only do you need to know this, you need to be able to give this information to your people in a way that inspires them and makes them also want to do whatever it is that matches your vision. So if you are not doing this and you're not communicating it well enough, you're going to see people that are not engaged in your company and they just are there for a paycheck. If you've ever felt that way about your people, maybe you need to do a little bit more work in this area. The next thing is responsible for strategic planning. All that means is that as the CEO, you can't just be working day to day. You can't just be working on whatever it is that you're working on today without a plan for what you're going to do in the future. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself 5 years down the road in the exact same boat that you are. Sure, maybe you'll have a few more houses. Sure, maybe you'll have a few more employees, but you'll basically be in the same exact situation you're in today. You'll still be wondering, what the heck? When is it all going to pay off? How is this ever going to work? Am I ever going to make money? Am I ever going to have money to just buy whatever I want? I don't get it. So you have to do your strategic planning, and nobody else is going to do that for you. You're responsible for it as the CEO. But by doing it, you can actually create the future you want. So it's an awesome thing while it's very overwhelming at the same time. The next thing is to create and maintain financial stability. I found that in our industry especially, a lot of times our CEOs don't do this. We just get caught up in trying to get the daily work done again, just grinding through the days, putting out fires, fixing this problem, fixing that problem, running vacuums out to teams, being pulled back into the field on a regular basis, even after swearing we're never going back out into the field again, and there we go again one more time. So if you're doing that, you're not going to be able to maintain that financial stability that the people that are working for you really, really depend on. And if you can't feed your people, then they can't feed their families, then you're no longer going to have a company. So this is vital to the success of your company. The next is building a leadership structure. So it's not enough that you are a great leader. So I hear this a lot of times from people. They feel like they're really, really great leaders. And most of the time, I would agree with them. They lead very, very well. They lead their companies really well. But until you build the structure below you to support you that can run the company for you and help you run your company in the way you want it run according to your strategic plan and your vision, you're still going to struggle. So you need to be able to build this leadership structure below you to support you and to support your company. Okay, vigilantly look for internal and external opportunities. What this means is you need to be on the lookout for what is coming down the road. What's next for you? Don't get complacent either in your company with the people that you have. Maybe you have a bunch of people. Maybe you have 3 people that have been working with you for 5 years, and you know that these are just great people and you love them, and you don't really worry about employees. You haven't been growing very much lately, and everything's great. You can get some help every now and again. You know, something's going to happen. One of those people is going to get sick, or you're going to want to grow. An opportunity is going to come your way where you can take on an entire neighborhood maybe, and you won't be able to because you haven't been looking for the opportunities within. Additionally, what's going on out there in the world? Have you heard about some of the stuff that's happening? Some of the ways that the industry is shifting? If you haven't, you need to get educated in this area so that you can be making the best decisions for you and for your company. Again, this is part of communicating that vision to your company. Building the culture. Of course, this is one of my passions, so I'm not going to harp on it because I always harp on culture, but you do need to understand that you are responsible for the culture in your company. However it is right now, you've created that, and however you want it to be, you can create that as well. It's entirely in your power to have the culture that you want. It's just a matter of taking the necessary steps to get there. The same as all of the rest of the things on this list. You're in control of them. You just have to do it. And most of the time, it's just a matter of getting started and moving forward. And then the last thing on this list is to evaluate his or her own performance regularly. Again, this goes back to this idea that if you're not evaluating what you're doing on a regular basis, you're going to end up exactly where you are right now in 2 years. I said that a little backwards, but my message is that if you don't want to be in basically the same spot that you are today in 2 more years, then you need to be evaluating what you're doing. You need to be evaluating it against best practices, against everything that you know that you should be doing and that is the correct way to be able to move your company forward. If you're not doing it, you're just going to be exactly where you are right now. Okay, next thing, characteristics of a successful CEO. I really love this slide because a lot of times people think that successful CEOs, great leaders, are born, but most of the successful CEOs or great leaders that I've talked to will argue that point. They'll say that it's not a matter of being born to be successful. It's a lot of hard work, and they've had to make themselves be who they wanted to be. And you're going to have to do the same thing. We all have to do what we know it takes to be the best that we can be if that's our plan. If you just want to muddle through, then you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. But if you plan to be very successful, if you plan to be great at what you're doing, you're going to have to take control of it yourself. So the first one is be goal-driven, future-oriented. Some people are very, very future-oriented. Derek, for example, Tom are both. They can think very far out. Derek told me one time that his normal way of thinking is 5 years out. I'm so envious. My future plans usually are about 1 to 2 years, sometimes as far as 3 years, but my natural tendency is to think shorter term goals. His are very, very long term. And Tom's same way. They have the long-term plans, which I really love. The further into the future you can see, the better you can make plans for yourself today. But you just need to be goal-driven, have some goals based on the future that you see, and be moving toward that at all times. It doesn't have to be 5 years, 25 years, 10 years. It can just be 1 year. That's fine as long as you have the goals set up and you're driving forward toward them. The next one is prone to action. This is one of Tom's catchphrases. He says this all the time, and I agree with it so strongly that I found myself mimicking him. I sound like a little mini Tom many times around my office because it's very true. Successful CEOs are prone to action. And if you are not prone to action, then you're going to have to teach yourself to be action-oriented because you need to be able to take action. You have to be moving forward and doing things, not just thinking about things, not just learning about things, not just understanding things, but actually taking action on stuff, taking action on those things that you've learned, taking action on those things that you know to be true. Next is risk taker. If you're going to be moving forward, you're going to be taking risks, period. If you don't want to take risks and you're not comfortable with taking risks, then you need to get okay with the idea that you are not going to be able to move forward very quickly or very far. Because as you're moving forward, it is a risk. Every day is a risk. Every time you're looking into the future is a risk. Nobody knows what the future holds. It's all a guess. You're having to guess and then take action on whatever it is that you guessed. It's a risk. But many times it can be a calculated risk, right? So you can find out what the prevailing ideas are, get information from other people, and figure out how to take action on the smart ideas so that you are taking a risk, but it can be calculated. The next thing is to lead by example. I think this is self-explanatory. People have heard it a million times, and easier said than done. You need to get people doing what you want them to do by setting the example. They need to be able to see in you what it is that you expect in them so that they know what that looks like. A lot of times we think we know stuff, but we don't really know it until we do it. And one of the first steps in knowing something is to hear about it. And then another step is to see it in somebody else. And then the third step is actually take that action ourselves. So if you want someone to be acting in a certain way, you need to show them what that looks like. And strong delegation skills. This is a hard one for a lot of people. Not just delegation skills, but strong delegation skills. You need to be able to delegate in a very strong, firm way so that the people below you can have confidence and can have trust in what you're saying and what you're asking them to do. You need to be able to have good follow-up also. Strong delegation skills includes strong follow-up skills. So if you're lacking in that area, get on it. That's something you need to work on. You've got to be able to delegate if you're going to grow your business and you're going to be successful as a CEO of your company. Team builder and supporter. You need to be able to build teams. We talked about this on the last slide a little bit when we were talking about the job description, that one of the things that you need to be able to do is build your leadership structure. You're not going to be able to do that if you're not a builder of teams and you're not supportive of the teams that are in your company and that you build. You're going to have a strong sales team. You're going to have you're just going to have a lot of teams working below you, and you're the one that has to build them and be supportive of them. If they are not good teams, then rebuild them again. Keep doing it until you get good, strong teams that you can support. How about a passion for improvement? It's something that you'll see in successful CEOs. They're never satisfied with the status quo. They're never just sitting back on their haunches thinking, yep, good, okay. I think I don't need to do anything now. Everything's perfect exactly the way it is. You're just never going to hear that. It's because even if it's running beautifully, even if everything is wonderful, they know that everything is changing all the time. And what's perfect right now is not going to be perfect tomorrow or next week or next year. It is going to change. So they're constantly on the lookout for what they need to do to get to that next place. What's coming down the pike? They're very seldom just satisfied with the status quo. Maybe for a short period of time. Maybe you meet a goal and it's like, woohoo, let's celebrate today. We met this goal, and then tomorrow we're back at it. What can we do now? What's the next goal that we need to hit? And discipline. This is really, really important. This is one of the most important things for a successful CEO is to be disciplined, because you need to be able to do the things that you know you should be doing. It's no help to you if you get an entire program of information that you know you need to implement and things that you know you need to do if you can't make yourself do it. You need to learn how to discipline yourself, and starts with the easy stuff. First thing in the morning, when the alarm goes off, do you get up when you say you're going to get up? If you need to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning because you have to go work out, then you need to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning when the alarm goes off and go work out. Don't think it doesn't matter. It does matter. Those little decisions that you make matter. They build your own confidence, and without confidence, you're not going to be able to be disciplined, and you're not going to be able to do any of the other things that we've been talking about today. All righty. So, I lost my little, there we go. So what do we have in common? We're three very, very different CEOs, like I was telling you about, and here are some things that we all have in common. We all have written procedures for our support staff to follow, and for all of these different things that you see on here, orienting and training our staff, reviewing the performance of the staff. So we all do performance reviews on our people at different periods and different time frames, but we all do them. We all believe in having good, strong procedures for promoting our staff and training up our leadership. We all have very, very strong procedures for firing, correcting, making changes with the way things are being done by the people that work for us. We also have very strong procedures for all of these things. Boy, this is really hard to read. I'm going to give you guys a second to look at this. I guess I will read this because it's so word dense here. Initiating and managing lead generation activities. So that just means making sure that the sales are coming in, that we're getting leads from people, that they are actually coming to us. So we have written procedures to make sure that our support staff can do these activities on a regular, scheduled basis, and it doesn't fall through the cracks and just get dropped. Reviewing and updating advertising marketing outlets, websites, social media, places, and review listings. There's a lot of different things that we have to do, but this stuff all has to be written down and on somebody's job description, so that somebody has this on their schedule to do on a regular basis. Same thing with nurturing and following up leads, closing sales online, over the phone and in person. Who's your salesperson? Do they know exactly what they are supposed to be saying and how to say it and the message that they're supposed to be giving? Do they know what the benefits are of your company so that they can answer to that immediately? Is this all in writing? It needs to be. Managing and updating client records, and this doesn't matter if it's on paper or database. We have a combination of both of those in our three companies. We have some stuff on paper and we have some stuff in a database. We also have some stuff in CRM programs to handle it automatically. So whatever it is that you're doing, you just need to make sure that you have written procedures that can be followed by other people. What's your follow-up program? Your upsells, your referral and loyalty programs, are they written down? Do you have this all in writing so that somebody besides you can follow it? If you were not there, can someone else do the work? If you don't have this stuff, don't worry about it. You're going to get it. It's a process. You just need to be able to say that you do have it. Another thing that we all have is initiating and following a general customer service protocol. So I was talking to somebody about this just today, and while she has it very clear in her mind of exactly what the customer protocol is for her company, the people have not gotten that message clearly. It's not in writing, and she speaks about it, but she speaks about it in so many different ways that the message has not been made clear. Putting that in writing can make it much more clear for everybody. All right, what we also have in common, or not also, these are the 6 things that we feel it can all be boiled down to. Mission and goals are shared with the entire company, not just shared, but we sort of beat it like a drum. Everybody is very clear about all three of our companies about what our mission is and what our goals are. If you talk to anybody in any 3 of our companies, they could tell you quickly and easily what the mission is, probably what the core values are of the company, and what the goals are. We also have written procedures. We already talked about that for every major process. We have support staff to manage our day-to-day operations. We have training to teach others how to follow procedures and make decisions. So this is not just training for our techs. We have training on how to get our support people to do what needs to be done on a regular basis so that things aren't getting dropped. And we also all have a commitment to continuous improvement. We all see the value in trying to get better all the time in all areas, continue pushing forward and making things better than they are today. And the last thing on this list is we all have more than 4 hours a day average to work on our businesses rather than in our businesses. Yeah, some days we have more than that, and some days we might have less, but I would say on average 4 hours a day is about the amount of time that we can easily give to our businesses, working on them, and we're not working in them. What I mean by working on versus working in the business is working on things like the structure, the policies, the procedures, the systems, the strategy, the vision. All of those things are working on it. It's a lot of thinking when you're working on your company, but there's also a lot of action involved. There are things that you actually have to do to move forward. The things that you're not doing if you're working on your company is you're not cleaning. So you're not out in the field, because when you're doing that, you don't actually have a chance to be doing the work that needs to be done to grow your company, to get more clients, to do more business, and to do more cleaning, or to have other people do more cleaning. All right, our team, a little bit of information about us. We have over $4 million in annual revenue from our residential operations. We all 3 have other operations outside of residential. Our cleaning business builders, Tom and Derek both own the magazine. I believe we all 3 do some sort of commercial or resi-commercial work. So just $4 million in annual revenue from our residential operations. We have 80 years of combined experience in the residential cleaning industry. And that sounds like a lot, and it is. I mean, we have spent a lot of time in this industry, and we know a lot about the way things used to be, the way they are now, and the way they're going to be in the future, and what we need to be preparing for. We are all certified ARCSI certified firms. We have over 20 certified HCTs, house cleaning technicians working for us. Tom and Derek are both ISSA certified industry cleaning experts, I guess. I didn't even realize that Derek was. Wow, good for him. I know that Tom is, but I didn't realize that Derek was, but that's awesome. And solo and multi-person cleaning teams and procedures, we do both. So Derek does solos, and Tom and I do different size teams. Tom does a basic size team, 2, maybe 3, and I do large teams. I also do some small teams, but I focus on larger teams more, so we have a lot of information in that area. We have standard chemical and specialty green cleaning procedures. We do all of it, a little bit of everything. We know how to clean in all different ways. And we have small, medium, and large market dominations. I'm a tiny little market here, and Derek is medium, and Tom is in a very large area. We also do a variety of residential plus services. And what I mean by that is like carpets, windows, painting, that kind of stuff. Now I'm going to pass the screen over to Tom here, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the Foundations of Success model. And Foundations of Success, in case I haven't been clear about this in the other 2 webinars, or if you're new to this webinar, Foundations of Success, that is the program that we are presenting beginning next month, and we're talking about today, how to become a better CEO for your business. So, Tom, you want to take this away?
Sure. You can just go ahead and drive it. I'll just speak to this slide. Thank you, Liz. As Liz has just kind of given us an overview that the 3 of us, Derek, Liz, and I run very different businesses in different markets, but you know, it doesn't matter if you're new to the industry, if you've been at it for a long time, what your market size is, how big your business is, if you do teams, solos, what your philosophy is. There's some basic fundamentals, if you will, that every business needs in the house cleaning industry to be successful. And this is a process flow that we've built and use within the Foundations program. And at the simplest level, what we do is relatively simple. The top process flow, where we're recruiting technicians, evaluating and hiring them and training them, we're basically finding people who want to clean homes. And the middle process flow, where we're advertising, we're doing sales and customer relations, basically what we're doing is finding people who have dirty homes and want them to be cleaned. We take and we mix those 2 things together with some equipment and supplies, and we do scheduling and dispatching and cleaning. Each one of these boxes is a process, and you have to do these within your business in some form or fashion. So regardless of what your overall business philosophy is and business structure is, what we do within Foundations is give you a framework to come up with processes, procedures, and work instructions to fit inside of each one of these boxes, and at the same time talk about how you build a support team and an organization to take ownership of these boxes and work together and orchestrate and coordinate in order to get the results that you're looking to get within your business. The overarching theory is that we're all doing this to grow our businesses, increase revenue, be more profitable. So that, you know, that's the focus, and if we're in business, that should be our interest in primary, or at least one of our main priorities. And we do that within this framework. And as we know, looking just at this process, there are other things that we do as well. And if you'd flip over to the next slide, Liz, in order to tie that together, there are a number of support processes that, you know, a lot of these are backroom activities or things that are necessary. One of them is KPI and measurement. We need to be measuring our outcomes. Liz touched earlier about continuous improvement. That's a very large part of what we try to incorporate from a philosophical standpoint and a practical application standpoint in this program. And we do it within this model of the primary process flow and the support processes.
Great, Tom. Thank you so much. I love the way you can just whip that out and make it sound so easy when it's actually so much information. And it always overwhelms me when I start thinking of it on just 2 little screens because I know how much information and work it actually is. So thank you very much for that. All right. Now we're going to get to the Foundations of Success program, and I want to tell you a little bit about the program itself. Well, it says right on here that basically our goal is to help business owners to be able to get their businesses up and running in a smooth and efficient way. Also profitable, let's not forget profitable. That's basically the whole gist of what Foundations is, but of course it takes a lot of work to get to that place. The program itself, the reason why it's called Foundations is because it is all of the things that you need to have as a foundation for your business to build all of your success on. Without a strong foundation in anything that you're trying to build, if it's not strong, you're going to have cracks, you're going to have breakage, you're going to have things that are not going to work together. One of the things that we see a lot of times is people get their knowledge in our industry piecemeal. They get a little bit here, they get a little bit there, they get another little thing here, and they try to add all of these little things together, and they end up with a house that looks like it started out as a one-room shack, and then it got added on another little room over here, and then they added on some big family room with different colored carpet and different walls and different size ceiling, and by the time they're done building, or actually I guess they're not done, they sort of end up with this ramshackle building that's very inefficient and not real fun to live in. Same thing in our businesses, building up our businesses piecemeal, this little bit of information here and this little bit of information over here, and trying to mold them all together and listening to all these different people telling us the right way to do something and the only way to do something. Pretty soon we have lots of different things that are the right way not working together. So Foundations is built on the idea that you need to have a strong foundation built on your ideas for your company, the things that you want to do and that you see for your vision, for your future. And then we help you create the systems and the foundation for exactly what you want. So that's what we mean by tailored business processes. Not something that has just been made by us. We don't give you our information and say do it this way, because we don't want to contribute to your piecemeal existence. All right, here are some details of the Foundations of Success program. We have weekly live office hours by webinar and phone. This is a new thing that we've added to Foundations. Again, what we've been saying is we always are looking for continuous improvement, and the same thing is true of our Foundations program. Every new class that we bring along, we add something new to it, and one of the things that we're adding this time is the weekly live office hours. We also have 24 one-hour classes, and these are how-to sessions. This is where we lay it all out. We tell you what the course topic is for the day, or actually for the week, and we lay out all the different examples. We give you the materials that can be modified, edited for your own use based on what makes sense in your company, and then we help you figure out how you're going to create this stuff for your company. And we do that every week. There's one class member per metro market per class. You get a nifty little Foundations notebook. I love that I'm saying nifty little notebook, so remember I said that in a minute when I show you a picture. To build your resources so that everything that you get from Foundations gets put into the notebook. You get models and templates plus the guidance to mold into your business practice. So that just means what I was saying earlier, that we do provide all of the templates. We are going to give you some templates and say, here's a template. You can take it and you can run with it. But we are going to help you to hopefully not take it and just run with it. Instead, modify it, mold it to your company. What makes sense for you? If you're getting something from my company, and I work in very large teams, and this is what I've been using in my company, but you have solo maids, it's not smart for you to take my information and run with it. We want to help you make your company the best it can be based on what you want to do. So we're going to help you with that. And you'll get an individual coach who is available by email. And we commit to responding to all of our emails within 48 hours. I know I am excellent at returning my emails. Typically, I can be expected to return an email within a couple of hours, usually, and I know the guys are the same way. This is some additional stuff that is added on to the Foundations program. It is not actually Foundations, but it is additional stuff. It's our CVB products that we offer, and you have free access to all of these things and anything that we currently have in production at the time that you sign up for Foundations. And so these things are what we have available right at this moment. I don't know, we might have something next week, but this is what we have right now. So we have HiPEP, the role play videos. This is one of the programs that I talked to you about that I feel passionate about, that I've created. This is to help you with your leadership skills. These are videos that you get on a monthly basis. You get 6 months worth of the role play videos. And then you also get 6 months of the daily engagement videos. This is while you're going through the program. And the daily engagement videos are they are videos that are 5 to 7 minutes in length, and they're designed for you to play for your people on a daily basis. So in the morning or in the afternoon, you might play what we call a DEV, a daily engagement video, for your employees that talks about making good decisions when you're in a tough situation. And so I just talk to your employees through you about the best way to handle problems and situations in your company. Everything from being polite and smiling every day and remembering to introduce yourself to the client, to how to make those really, really tough decisions. If you can't get somebody from the office on the phone or there's a problem, how do you make those decisions? What's the smart thing to do? So those are DEVs. And then we have the team building program. And these are basically team exercises, different types of games, mostly team building exercises though, that come out each month. You'll get that for 6 months also. We also have a 12-pack of team builders that is already created, and you'll get all 12 of those. They're like back issues. And the Foundations of Success Starter Kit, you're going to see a picture of that in a second. And then we have something new that nobody's ever seen before. This is our core values for hiring. It's a deck of core value cards to help you be able to figure out your core values, the things that really, truly matter for you in your company. A lot of times people struggle with figuring out what their core values are because they all sound good. I mean, all of the values sound great. How do you find out what really matters to you, what your passion is? Well, this core values deck can help you figure that out. And then something else that's brand new is our Made Money Starter Kit. We'll show you a picture of that. You've heard of Made Money. This is internal money that you can use to motivate your employees toward bigger and better things. And then we also have the Target Marketing Toolkit. This is an awesome toolkit that you can use that can get you started right now on doing some quick marketing. We have everything from very free types of marketing up to stuff that might cost you a little bit of money. But you can learn how to do some target marketing and get going with that really quickly with this toolkit. And then the last thing is the Professional House Cleaning Technician's Manual. We talked about the Professional HCT. This is the manual that whole course is written on. And so you would be able to get one of those manuals. I love these manuals for resources for my employees. It's one of the things that I have them read out of and learn from to be able to promote to different positions in my company. It's been really valuable for me. You'll see it on this page. It's up on the right-hand side, Professional House Cleaning Technician's Manual. And Derek and Tom were both part of the editors and writers for this house cleaning technician's manual. So it's very, very useful. So you'll see some of the stuff on here. Up here in the left-hand corner is the Target Marketing Toolkit that can get you going on some awesome fast strategies for making money quickly. And up at the top, you see our Made Money that is getting ready to come out. And right below that are the core value cards that I talked about. The Team Builders down on the bottom, that's the 12-pack. That is what a DVD looks like. It has 12 Team Builder exercises on there. And on the left-hand side, you see an array of DVDs. That's what a month's supply would be 3 DVDs of role-play videos, and then daily engagement videos, and Team Builder videos. So you get 6 months worth, and that's a spread of that right there. So this is that little starter binder that I mentioned, the cute little starter binder. It's only half full in this picture, and you're going to get a lot of information. So because you are getting a ton of information, we try to break it down here for you to be able to see what some of the stuff is without just overwhelming you. You can see business strategies. These are a lot of the different things that you're going to be learning and getting information about. Employee life cycle, the handbook, policies, procedures, how to hire, train, inspect, correct, how to get rid of them, sales procedure, generation, quoting, estimating, sales funnel, nurturing, closing the sales, how to get along with your clients, how to keep your clients, cleaning procedures. What's the science around that? How do you figure out how much to charge? When do you do price increases? How much do you do price increases for? Same thing with operations, scheduling, all of the normal stuff that you have to deal with on a daily basis, the legal requirements for your company. What are some of the things that you can't do? How do you do your accounting? Do you use QuickBooks? Do you use Quicken? Peachtree? What do you use? How do you do billing? What is a workflow? How do you decide whose responsibilities are whose? The different technologies that are available. Quality control, how to track that, how to make sure that you have some quality control in your company, and how do you do that all-important continuous improvement that we're constantly talking about. Marketing, strategy, your plan, some guerrilla marketing ideas, target marketing, social media marketing, SEO, and how to get all that stuff running. AdWords, you've heard of AdWords? Get some in-depth ideas about how to actually put AdWords into your company, places and review sites. So a lot of information about or is in the Foundations curriculum. Of course, I'm just going over this quickly because it's, the program lasts 6 months, so there's a lot more information here. Here's some of the details. Office hours are Fridays from 2 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. Eastern. In my time zone, that's 11 o'clock to 12:30 on Pacific. It's always staffed by the coach who taught class that week, and other coaches will be attending sometimes. So let's say I taught a class on quality assurance. Then I'm going to be on office hours that week to answer questions, help you get on track with doing the homework. We always give 3 levels of homework that we hope that you will be able to complete. Nobody usually can complete all 3, and definitely nobody's been able to complete all 3 levels of homework throughout the entire course. We hope that you can just get through level 1 because this is going to be a long-term project for you. It's not just 6 months. While the class itself and the program lasts six months, you're going to be working on this stuff that we're going to be giving you for a lot longer than that because it's all-inclusive. Then the next thing is coaching. Each Foundations member will choose one coach to follow them through the program. We will be helping you decide on this based on a few different criteria that we'll be talking to you about later. Coaches are available by email. We talked about that a little bit. We also have an online discussion group. It's on Facebook where all 3 of us are on that site pretty regularly, and our Foundations alumni are on this group as well. This group was set up initially to help all of the people in the classes to be able to do their homework and to get a little bit of feedback or if they were having problems. And it's morphed into this great online discussion group where they pretty much, or we pretty much talk about everything. Every problem that you can imagine, we talk about in this group. We share our victories, our successes, and the things that we're really having problems with. You know, when that one employee just keeps not showing up for work, but they are the best cleaner on the planet. What do you do? That's the type of thing that we're always talking about in the Facebook group. Okay, so I told you about the program. It's a big program. There's a lot of work. There are some commitments that we need from you. If you can't commit to this stuff, you are not a good candidate for foundations. Not everybody is going to be able to take this course. Not everybody is able to put in the effort that it's going to take to actually move their company forward right now. If you don't think you can meet these commitments, don't even bother trying to sign up. I know Tom's over there just like clenching his fists at me right now. But the truth of it is, it's a lot of work. And you're going to be having to do a lot of work. We need you to attend and actively participate in the class each week. That's Wednesdays at 4 o'clock Eastern Time and 1 o'clock Pacific. We need you to be at that class. We're teaching you the information, and we are helping you to figure out what you need for your individual company in that class. If you don't show up, you're going to get behind. We need you to stay on track. We also need you to be on the live scheduled office hours each week, because that's where we're going to help you figure out exactly how to make the program or this week's program work for your individual company. This is where you get that individualized information that makes the whole plan work for your company. The next thing is you need to participate in the Facebook study group, because if you're not participating and you're not doing your studying, you're not going to move forward quickly enough. It's a quick pace. It sounds like it's a long program. It's 6 months long, but you'll be shocked at how fast this time flies by, because we have you working every single week, doing something new in your company, moving your company forward, growing your company every single week. All right. The next thing is complete and turn in at least level 1 homework. I talked to you a little bit about that. There is a tracker spreadsheet where we keep track of what is your revenue, how many employees do you have right now, how many hours are you working, and how much homework did you do, and what did you do. We give you feedback on your homework, and we might tell you to go and revise this just a little bit. You may have taken this too much from us and not modified it enough for your own company. That happens. Next thing is welcome and respect the feedback of program leaders and your colleagues in the class. You know, this seems like it is a no-brainer, but when you get into the program, sometimes what happens is it's hard, because you're having to change a lot of things and you're having to create all of this brand new stuff. And even the person that is the most receptive can find themselves feeling bombarded by information. It's like, it starts feeling like, gosh, there's so much work to do. So just stay open, and we will help you move through the program and create the business that's beautiful and perfect for you. And then faithfully track and report your key performance indicators, both during the program and after. You need to stay on top of those. You've heard of key performance indicators. It's not just in your company, but it's also in your training programs. Any program that you take, hopefully you will have some type of looks like I got a blank slide there. Oh, there we go. Some type of KPIs that you are tracking. All right, schedule. Start date is June 11th, and it's Wednesdays, like we were talking about. My weekly class webinar, 4 o'clock Eastern Time and 1 o'clock Pacific Time. Fridays for the office hours, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 11 o'clock Pacific Time. These are the holiday the holiday weeks. We have no class during these weeks, 4th of July and Labor Day, and those are to give you, I'm going to say that they're to give you a little bit of a break. We know that you're going to be doing some other stuff, But most of the time what ends up happening with people is they end up doing even more work during that time. This is an example, not an example, this is a list of the Foundation's Alumni Network. These are people that you will have opportunity to work with and learn from. They can help you move your business forward more quickly and to help you get into the program and figure out the right way for your company. These people have been through, they know what it takes to get through the program. These are the people that are now already registered foundations. I think you saw earlier, I think it was on at least one of the slides, that we have a maximum of 15 people for the class. These are the first 5 people. Mary Healy, Maria Reyes, Devin and Emily Watkins, Amy Wiggs-King, and Noriko Carnes. We're really looking forward to working with all 5 of these companies. And maybe we'll add yours to the list too. A couple of things here. Make a real commitment to building your dream business, and we will too. This is very true. We are here to help you. If you're making the commitment, I showed you those 3 commitment slides. If you put in the work, we will be there to back you the whole way. You will have us on your side helping you figure out how to do it the right way every single week for the entire program and beyond, of course, because if you're in the alumni program especially, we're working with those people still to this day. Failure to implement. Number 1 reason any business investment fails. Don't let that be you. How many times have you gone to a convention or gone to a class, gone and seen a program? You get all of this amazing information. You can't wait. You're so excited. And you get back to your business, and what do? You put the binder up on the shelf and back to business as usual. Within that week, you might do 1 thing. You maybe pull out 2 things, and you mean to. You're trying really hard, but don't you get sucked back into the daily life of your business? Don't let that happen. That's what foundations can help you with. Because it's a long program, and you have somebody with you the whole time, actually lots of somebodies with you the whole time, help keeping you on track so that you can't stick the binder up on the shelf and just let it rot there. All right, I'm going to go over it real quick. Weekly live office hours by webinar, free subscription to the HiPEP through November 2014, free marketing toolkit, free Made Money Starter Kit, Foundations Notebook to build your resources and more. And this is all of the information that you're going to get in the Foundations program. It's a $10,000 value. It's only $6,000. There's the price for you. We've got 3 options. So on this are 3 options for how to pay. Fee option number 1. There is a $500 deposit, and then it's $5,500 paid in full by June 11th, or you can pay in full at the time of registration. It's your choice. I love this cute little arrow that CC put on here for us, because I love the idea of just being free and clear, free and clear, free and clear, free and clear for all the rest of the year. Second option, though, is $1,000 a month for 6 months, basic. Very, very easy. If you want, because you have to put a $500 deposit down to be able to register for the class, you can put the other $500 down for June, and then it's $1,000 a month from July through November. This last option is very, very cool. This is what we call our risk-sharing option. So the thing that is interesting about this option is that we believe in this program so strongly that we are willing to actually only charge you for half the amount of the Foundations program. Instead of charging you $6,000, we're charging you $3,000 through November. And then we are willing to share the risk with you for the next 6 months. And we will only take 10% of the incremental new revenue for the next 6 months following the program. Why do you think we do this? Well, we do it because we're so positive that the program will make you successful and grow your revenues that we believe that just 10% of the increased revenue that you're going to get is going to be more than the $500 that we are giving up. So how does that help you? Doesn't that seem like that's terrible for you? What the heck? What if you're making all this extra money and now you have to give away 10% of it? It's extra money. we're only taking 10% of the extra money. Remember, we've grown your business to a place where you now have so much extra money that our 10% is still more than $500. That's what we think is going to happen for you. All right. If you stayed on the call until now, yay for you. Congratulations. There's a bonus, 24 hours only. DISC is the DISC assessment. I was hoping that I have. I'm going to show one to you real quick, and then we'll go back. I think I'm going to anyway. I'm going to try.
If you move to the next slide, Liz, you've got some.
Thank you, Cece. I appreciate that. So here are some examples of what you would get in a DISC assessment. This is a leadership assessment. It shows the behavioral hierarchy. These are the things that you do very well, your strengths, where you fall in some different areas, like are you an implementer, a conductor, a relator, a supporter? What are your strengths? What are the things about you that you are going to be able to take and use to your benefit? Also, what are some of the weaknesses? What are some of the areas that you are going to have to work on to make sure that you can move your company forward in the best possible way? What do you need to, or who do you need to hire as support to support your strengths and your weaknesses? So this is I want to say it is a 45 to 50 page report that you receive, and I will also debrief it with you. So I will go through it with you page by page if we need to, and help you to understand how this DISC assessment can help you to understand yourself a little bit better and how you can move your company forward knowing who you are. We did this for the first time, I believe, in Dallas, and it was such a hit with all of the people that we did it with that we brought it back again in Seattle, and we actually increased it a little bit and added on the assessment. Everyone that I sat down with and did an assessment with has told me how much they appreciated it, how beneficial it was, and how helpful it was to them in running their businesses. So only for the people that are on this call today, this is over $400 in value if you were to purchase it on your own. And I hope I get to do this with at least a few of you because it's very, very illuminating for people. All right, so are you ready? Call us today. This is our phone number. If you don't want to call us, then fill out this quick survey that's going to pop up when the webinar closes, or you can visit cleaningbusinessbuilders.com and you can learn even more about foundations. I'm not sure if this one, I feel like I've talked nonstop forever. Or you can register with a deposit in our store. Additionally, if you want to, you want to sign up already and you are convinced that you just want to do it, you want to get the special deal, after we do this quick Q&A, because I was long-winded today and I'm out of time, after we do this quick Q&A, if you're sure you want to sign up, just stay on the line and we'll get your name and we'll get started today. So, Cece, I'm sorry, I went so long. I'm so long-winded. Can you open us up for a Q&A?
I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to ask everyone to please listen carefully. I need you to hit the mute button on your own phone. If you're on a cell phone, you'll need to activate your screen to do that. If you're on your telephone, you will need to hit usually *6 will accomplish that. If you are on your webcam using your computer microphone, please mute the sound on your computer before I open up the lines, please. If you don't, what will happen is we'll hear a lot of feedback, we'll hear a lot of chatter and conversations, and I will have to mute everybody back, which I don't want to do. So we're going to try it. Oh, yay! It sounds like it worked.
Oh, wonderful, everybody. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I have Tom and Derek on the line with me. I believe Derek's on the line. I haven't heard him today. Are you on the line, Derek? I think he probably is muted, too.
I am. I had to unmute.
I figured you were. All right, so we have Tom and Derek. What I would like you to do, please, we'll probably all be answering your questions. If you have a question or a comment, if you could please unmute yourself and say your name so that we know who we're talking to, and in case there is a lot of information or a lot of people on the line at once, we can pick out one name. So go ahead. Anybody have a question or a comment?
I will say Debbie is asking, Liz, if you'll scroll back a little bit in the PowerPoint to show the list of, well, I'm not sure which one she wants. If she wants everybody who has participated in the past, the list of names, or if it's the 5 who are coming up in the Foundations 4 class. What Liz is showing currently is everybody who's come through in the past. That's 19 people on that list.
Which Debbie is it?
It's Debbie Bacue.
Okay, let's see. So you can also hit me up too, Debbie. Hit me up on Facebook, and I can give you any other information. Here are the other 5. These are easier to see quickly.
Well,
Mary,
I
Debbie,
have a
and Emily.
question.
Yeah.
So my question would be, you know, I wanted to see the list if they were all new maid services or old, you know, people who have been in business for a long time. Do you feel like there is a strong benefit if you've been in business for 14 years? And if you have some of these things and not all those things, is that where that coaching comes in?
Definitely. Well, one of our most enthusiastic Foundations alumni is Erica Castano, right here of A Personal Elf. Tom, you know a little bit about Erica's business. Can you tell us how long she's been in business and the size of her business? Give us a little bit of information.
She's got a fairly large business in Gainesville, Florida. I can't tell you exactly how many years, but you know, it's been a long time. I mean, she's definitely not a startup. And if she were here, she would tell you that she benefited in numerous ways from the program in terms of taking processes within her business that they were doing, but it was more by rote, and actually implementing more disciplined, structured work procedures and instructions within her business. So she's got a more structured playbook rather than just kind of figuring it out on the fly every day.
And you don't need to take our word for it. I'm sure if you called her, she would tell you the same.
Yeah, and she's not the only one. She's just the first one that I pulled up there real quick. Let's see. Also, Chris Koenig has been in business, I would say, maybe 7 years. And let's see, how long has Joe been in business? 5 years, I think, right now.
Joe hasn't been in business for as long as the others, but he's got a very sizable business. So.
Okay. And I think Deborah Mabry had been in business for a number of years, and she was one of the earlier participants, and she has grown her business a substantial amount since going through the program. But that was, you know, before that she had been in the business. I mean, I don't know, Cece, maybe you could help us. It was, I'm thinking over 10 years.
Yes, Deborah's in the double digits. She just celebrated either her 12th or 13th year. I'm trying to look up the year at the moment.
So I think there's a combination of sizes on here. We do have we have one person on here, I believe, that started Foundations before they even started their company. Just one of those. And we have some people on here that just have a couple of 2 to 4 or 5 employees. So I think it pretty much runs the gamut there.
Yeah, we've actually had a couple of startups in the past. So there's 2 or 3 startups. So all different sizes. A lot of it has to do with what your plans are and where you want to go next. And do you want to have a larger self-running company? If so, then it's the right thing to do. If you want to keep it small, which I'm not insulting people when I say that, there's lots of legitimate reasons why you'd want to do that, then it may not be the exact program for you.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yep. Anybody else?
I don't have any other questions by chat. Please feel free to continue verbalizing your questions on the line. Oh, no, we have a quiet group. Come on.
Well, I'm going to use Derek's line and say that I must have done a really good job of getting my information out there because nobody's asking
I think
any
so.
questions.
you did a pretty good job of explaining the program.
Okay. Well, I tried to make sure that I hit all of the pieces. I know I did not do some stuff justice, but I did try to at least get the information out there. It's hard to get all that information out there that quick. All right. So it sounds like we may be done with the call today. It sounds like we don't have any more questions and answers. I'm on Facebook all the time. Anybody that knows me knows that. Liz Trotter. Feel free to hit me up on Facebook and send me a personal message, or you can send me an email also at AmericanMaid, M-A-I-D, @Comcast.net, or go to our website, cleaningbusinessbuilders.com, which I will pop up here again for you. And there we go. And if you know you're interested, go ahead and stay on the line, and we will go ahead and get your name and get you started on the path to Foundations of Success. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. Is that it?
We've got a few people left in the teleconference. I'm going to guess that they may be hanging on to talk to you a little bit more, Liz. Everybody who is dialed in remains live on the line, so please go ahead and let us know what we can do to help.
All right, if you're still on the line, how can I help you? I hear you. Well, is anybody on the line? It sounds almost like maybe somebody walked away from their phone.
I see there's two people left on the line. Both of them are identified as call-in users, so I don't know who their names are.
Okay. So it sounds like maybe they just left their phone lines open. There's one. Let's take the other one. Okay.
All right. Well, anybody who's still listening, we will trust you to get in touch with us, connect with Liz. We know who was joining us today, so you may get hit by Liz on Facebook from that direction as well. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to talking with you today, tomorrow, and always.
Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, Tom and Derek. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.